Milk prices continue to rise, now at $22.30 per hundredweight. That all milk price for July was $2.80 higher than last month's price and $3.50 higher than last July's price. Milk price outlooks, though, overall trending down, possibly heading to that $16 range for the remainder of the year. Cheese prices are down as well, following a wild ride that set new record highs. A 40-pound block of cheddar, the benchmark, settled at $2.60 for July. The July 2020 average price received by farmers for corn in Wisconsin was $3.05 per bushel. This was down 11 cents from June, 93 cents from the previous July. The July soybean price at $8.36 per bushel was up 17 cents from June and up 5 from last year. Hay is also trending down, now at $150 per ton. Land rent is increasing in Wisconsin, but not by too much. The average rent is $138 for non-irrigated cropland. That's just $1 more than last year. Farmers in Lafayette County are paying the most, around $217 per acre. Pasture land, on the other hand, dropped in value a bit, around $5 an acre. Most farmers now paying about $35 for pasture land. You know, rainfall amounts have certainly varied across the state, but overall, soil conditions are very dry heading into harvest season. Even though the ground is lacking in moisture, your crop may not be ready for harvest.
What we're seeing is when we look at the dry down data, we're seeing some of that data is coming back, and we have crops in the mid 50s for moisture content, and we have some that are above 70. So it's not only variable across the region, but it's variable across the field, depending upon, if we have those low spots, it tends to be more moist. Those sandy spots tend to have those lower moisture numbers, and so we have to make the best decision how to get the crop up in a manner where it's going to, like I said, not only pack well, but ensile well. So
talk to me about compaction. When it's dry like this, getting that equipment out there, this is a bit ideal compared to last year when it comes to that aspect of harvest.
Most definitely. So as compared to last year, we're definitely not going to see the rutting in some areas like we were. We're not struggling to get in the field. Many of the fields that I've been in are extremely dry. I've had trouble getting the soil probe in the ground. And so when we look at trafficability, those fields are much more ideal than they were over the past couple of years. So compaction for some is not going to be an issue. For others, it could be considerable.
Now, when we look at getting cover crops in, is it going to, fingers crossed, be a little easier this year than it was last?
It is. I think we're going to get them in the ground, but looking at the long-term forecast, it looks like we're going to be getting some rain, but the key is that we still need that soil moisture. So that seed, we don't want that seed to sit there in the ground waiting for a rainfall. So if Mother Nature plays nice with us and we get some timely rains to get the cover crops up, but scattered rain so that we can get the crop harvested, we ask for the best of both worlds, and it's really a challenge. But there's going to be conditions when we think about compared to last year. We're much earlier in the season. It's the beginning of September. It's not November or December, so we still have plenty of time to get cereal rye, winter triticale in the ground. So finding that ideal time for harvest and then that ideal time to get that cover crop in the ground may be easier this year.
And doing some of that, can that help mitigate or remedy some of that compaction from last year or the year before? Because you've explained to me before that compaction can take years to fix. And is this maybe an opportunity?
It definitely is. And so anytime we can keep a living root in that ground, keep those roots in there, so breaking those clods apart, recreating those aggregates, it's an ideal situation to help remediate that compaction over the long term. So like I said, if Mother Nature plays well with us, I think we have some opportunities to improve soil health overall.
When it comes to applying manure, we haven't had to discuss what to do when it's super dry, because that hasn't been the situation for a couple of falls on end. What are the precautions or things people need to know with soil runoff, etc., when it comes to applying nutrients in dry conditions?
In dry conditions, what we're really interested about is that cracking. And so in many of the areas with sandier soils, we're not going to see those open cracks, but in those areas that have a little bit heavier clay and we get that shrink swell action, we need to make sure that we don't have those cracks wide open deep into the soil, because those can act as a conduit to get that manure deeper in the soil profile. So in many of those instances, what we're looking at is a pre-tillage operation to get those cracks closed up so that we have that ideal matrix to hold on to that manure and keep that nutrient in place for the growing crop.
There are several corn dry down events coming up on September 8th in Luxembourg at Rio Creek Feed Mill or Schneider Farms in Hilbert. On the 10th, you can head to Scenic Valley Cooperative and Infinity Feeds in Seymour. And there are plenty of other events coming up, so connect with your local UW Extension office for full details. The Corn Soy Expo planned for 2021 is now on hold. Pork producers, along with soybean and corn growers, will have access to some new education opportunities online. These virtual learning sessions will be free, but you will need to register. Annual meetings for these member groups will still happen in February of next year in Wisconsin Dells with both in-person and online options. Lavender sales are surging as people seek relief from stress and sleep deprivation during the pandemic. Farms across the country are reporting sales 4 times higher than a normal year. Lavender is believed to be a natural antiseptic, so people have added it to hand sanitizer, soap, and disinfectants. In addition, the plant is touted as a natural remedy for anxiety, insomnia, and various other ailments.
In body products and topical products and spa products, it has a calming effect and it has an aromatherapeutic effect that calms the nerves.
Door County's Washington Island is home to Fragrant Isle Lavender Farm and Shop. It is open through the end of October, and while harvest is over, the crew is still working using this equipment to distill the plants to obtain the lavender essential oil.